Hello there folks, it is TIJ Gaming and welcome to a brand new video and the start of a brand new series on Tour de France 2020. Well, you guys massively enjoyed the Tour de France playthrough we did with Team Ineos, and I've had a little bit of a break for a few days and I've been thinking, well, we did 20 or was it 19? 19 or 20 videos, and we built up a really nice community around here and I really enjoyed that Tour de France, so I thought, well, let's do some more content on the game, and today we are going to be starting our Pro Team Career Mode. I'm going to give this at least a 10-week run on the channel. That is the plan, of 3 episodes a week on a Tuesday, Thursday and on a Saturday at 6 PM British time, and we'll give it a go. If we don't enjoy it after a few weeks, I will pull the plug, but you know, it could be very magical. A bit like my Snooker 19 series. I started that last April, thought it might be 50 episodes, now we're 160 episodes in. It's just one of those things. I don't know how long it's going to last, but hopefully you guys will enjoy, and let's get cracking in this Pro Team episode. And obviously, with it being an episode 1, make sure to smash the like button down below. That really helps new people find the content. So the description of this mode, which I've never played before, but I'm very excited to get into: manage your team and move up the world ranking in order to be invited to the most prestigious races and to recruit the best riders. So, welcome to Pro Team Mode. Your objective is simple: take first place in the Pro Cycling ranking. For that, you must score a maximum of points during each season. Move up the rankings and unlock invitations to new races, as well as the chance to recruit new riders, allowing you to score more points per season and also strengthen your squad. You must also choose the fitness peaks for your riders so that the squad is competitive throughout the season against the other 27 teams in the Pro Cycling rankings. Good luck! Okay, so solo obviously. Yep, default team compositions, and then, yeah, default. I think that's fair enough. So let's continue. So, we've got 20 little liveries we can go for, I suppose. I do like that one. I do like that one. It reminds me of something, that yellow, but I can't think. But I do quite like the blue as well. There's quite a few here I like. That's like the Racing Point in Formula 1. Oh, I like that orange as well. That looks a little bit like, in fact, it's very much like the Caterpillar logo, isn't it, for Cat. Oh, there's a lot of these I like. I'm going to go with the blue. I think. Team name. How long can the team name be? I think we're just going to go with TIJ Racing Team. That shouldn't be too boring. But yeah, TIJ Racing Team. Got quite a... well, it's not really catchy, I must admit. TIJ Racing Team. And this country does not have a national team. Ah, right, okay, got you. So, we want to be United Kingdom. The country determines the national team that is playable during the World Championships. Cool. So here we are, TIJ Racing Team, the nice blue livery, and here are the riders. Sorry, not the drivers, the riders. So, you must have a minimum of 6 riders in your team to start the season. Who can we unlock? Let's have a look. Keep going down the rankings. Yes, available riders. There we go. So, oh god, okay. So any names I recognise? I recognise Quintana. How much money do we have? 350k. Need a minimum of 6 riders. Okay. Let's just see if there's anybody I recognise. I don't think we're not going to be fortunate enough to get anybody from the Ineos days. No way. I feel like all of those guys are not going to be available. But they are listed by their ranking. Obviously in terms of their overall rating. Any English guys? Williams? That's... I don't know. Scott Williams, I'm not sure. Again, we can have a look at young riders as well. I'm going to try and build a team, not necessarily full of British riders, that's not what we're all about, but it would be nice to have a few British names in there. Again, nobody I recognise here, really. So I think I'm just going to pick a few riders. Again, just have a quick look at who we pick, and I'll be back to you guys just a minute. Okay then, folks, so we have our 6 riders. We have gone for, I think, 4 British names. Yes, 4 British names. We've got, I think it's Ben Swift, a good flat rider, as you can see. Just checking that Ben Swift. So Ben Swift is Right, okay. So Ben Swift, a pretty good all-round rider, I think. 71 flat, 74 sprint, 73 Acceleration Hill, Prologue, not too bad in the mountains either. A good all-round rider. The same really goes for Dibben, the 26-year-old. Pretty decent. Acceleration Hills and mountains aren't great, but we have got Williams, the 24-year-old, who's good in the hills and the mountains, but sprints, not so good. We also have Holmes. I'm going to have a quick look on the internet afterwards to see if I can get all the first names of the riders. That'll definitely help as well to create a bit more immersion. But not a bad rider, quite versatile. And then we've got a mountain rider, Quintana, who I recognise from the Tour de France playthrough. As you can see, 75 in the mountains and 73 in the hills. And we've also gone with a young name as well, only the age of 22. I think that's Bjerg. I think it's Bjerg. If anybody knows a better pronunciation, let me know in the comments. But a good versatile rider, only 22, so definitely will improve. But some good stats there, nevertheless. The remaining budget is kept for the next season. So we've got 154k in the locker, which is okay. As you can see, we need, I think, to unlock better levels to be able to get more riders in the team. But for now, we've got 2 mountain riders, 1 hill rider, 1 flat rider, and 2 that are just quite versatile. So let's go to the schedule for the season. So we have, first off, the Route Corse. Obviously, there are quite a lot of events here. The Tour de France, inevitably, we weren't qualified for this season, but there are 2 events that we have qualified for. So we've got the Route Corse, the Brazier Cup. So then we've got that as well, and then the Open Tour. Just have a look at what we need to qualify for those other events. So we need to be finish the season at 20, at least finish at 18, 18, 18. So if we can get up to 18th by the end of the year, we'll unlock most events, including the big one, the Tour de France. Euro Tour as well, 22. To be right, okay, cool. So we'll get to grips with this as we go. But today, we will start the first stage of La Route Corse. 3 stages in this. Our starting lineup will be the 6. And today, we will do the first stage of La Route Corse.
Hi guys, welcome to the briefing for this first stage. Today is a tiring route, where the closing kilometres should suit the punchers. We're not amongst the favourites for the stage, but there are ways to surprise the favourites and pull off a good result by attacking from far out. Good race to you all!
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Many riders should have ambitions of victory today. The route is conducive to breakaways, but the punchers will no doubt want to land a killer blow on the final climb. Let's not forget the speed merchants who might be able to hang on in the last climb to settle for a sprint victory.
Here we are then, folks, the first stage of La Route Corse. And there's 3 of our riders who we've been told ought to be in the breakaway today. If only I can't remember who the 3rd one is. I know Bjerg is one that should be in the breakaway. Dibben is another. And I think they were recommending Holmes as well. So we're going to get those 2 to follow attacks. And also go with our young gun, Bjerg, as well. So it's Marcus Holmes, Ben Swift. Oh, God, Quintana, I've forgotten his names already. I think it's John Dibben. Ben Swift, who rides for Ineos in real life. Marcus Holmes, John Dibben. And I think it's something very strange name. Quintana. I can't remember. Anyway, let's focus on the cycling for today, shall we? I really like this kit, actually. It's a nice blue. As you can see, a few mountain climbs today. And then 1 sprint before we get our first feed. So this first part of the race should be okay to produce a breakaway in, but I think we've got to appreciate that, unlike in the Team Ineos stuff that we did, we are going to have a very low chance, especially of winning our first few events. So for anybody that's going, well, you know, it's stupid, you did terribly, I think it's rather inevitable that we're not going to do very well. But I very much like this, well, can you call it a livery? I'm not sure. But just trying to produce a little bit of a breakaway. 20 seconds we've got on the peloton. Nobody else really following, as we told them to. But we have got our young gun in the breakaway. Starting to lose a little bit of energy here. And we've now got 50 seconds on the peloton. So there's different general classification rules, which we'll go through more at the end of the stage. And we'll learn together. Because as you know, if you watched my Tour de France stuff before, I'm not the most knowledgeable about cycling. But we'll learn together, and I think this is a really good idea for a series. Just going through the seasons. It's probably going to take a few seasons to as I say, get really serious about competing, but I'm excited, and let's see how it goes. But for now, I will see you guys on the first climb. So 5 kilometres then for the first climb of the day. Just a 4th class climb, so nothing too difficult. 4% at its highest, so nothing to really worry about. Only 1 point available here, and apparently Pichon, or Pichot, is a very good puncher. So we'll just need to bear that in mind. Built up a good amount of energy here. Lost a little bit of time though, so we need to gain that back. Being a little bit sloppy there. Unfortunately, I don't think we've quite got as good a puncher as Kvatkowski from the previous videos we did. But we have got 2 minutes on the peloton. It seems to be the belief that the breakaway might well go all the way, but we'll see. The Route Corse, it's a 3-stage event. It's a good opportunity to show what we're made of. We're just a little bit too far behind this group at the moment for my liking. We don't want to lose all of our energy though. Just depends how the quality of these 3 riders are at the end of the day. Oh, I'm loving being back on this game. Let's just increase the pace a bit. Not using too much energy, which is good. Again, it's not a massive climb, so we haven't got too much to worry about here. But we did win the Mountains classification, the Tour de France last time, so we should have a good go. Just bear in mind, we're not really too great on time with these guys. That's a problem, I think. As you can see, we're losing a little bit of energy here, so we don't want to take too many liberties. Nobody that's a real serious punch, I would argue, here. Feline's gone for it, though. And inevitably, we haven't really got the pace to be really challenging with guys who are better punchers than us. But we didn't do too badly there. We can take that. We've got a sprint coming up, so being in the top 4, we'll definitely get some good points there. The feed's surprisingly early on, actually, in this race. That's a real surprise. As you can see, after this sprint, we've got the first feed, so it makes sense to use all of our feed with all of our riders. As we said before, we'll definitely get some points here in the intermediate sprint. Not the best place to be at the front of the group, but oh well. Just tell everyone else to take their red gel behind. I think we'll establish a team leader over time, but for now we're going to treat everybody as equals. Let's take the pressure off ourselves a little bit here. Not ride too hard. As long as we can stay ahead. I mean, we are exposed to the wind, which doesn't really help us out, but nevertheless, we're not really bothered about getting first place here. It'd be nice, certainly. They're starting to ride, though, and with a kilometre to go, we'll follow them. As you can see, though, Bierge, he's got a lot to learn, ultimately. He's not the quickest rider, but it's 13 points for us. Oh, look at that. TIJ name there. Beautiful. It's 13 points. The first 13 points we'll get in the classification. Sprint riders. I can't quite remember who is our best sprinter out of all these, but we might as well try and go for it. I don't think we're going to get anywhere near. Come on. Come on. Lovely. Swift gets over it in 11th there, I think. Was it 11th? Yes, 5 points for Ben Swift in the sprint. Excellent. Points for 2 of our riders. So we've got the feed coming up fairly soon. Quintana got a point as well. Awesome. We've got the feed coming up soon. And then a few more climbs. And obviously we can take advantage of those with Bierge in the breakaway. Well, Bierge has started to lose a little bit of touch in that breakaway, unfortunately. After that first sprint, it seems he's just lost a little bit of energy. So we're going to try a little bit of an attack here with Quintana. He's a good mountains rider, so we'll try and help Bierge out. And Quintana might come our main rider for this stage, perhaps. But just trying to get to the front of this group, and then we can attack. I don't think it'll lead to much, because we're ultimately a minute behind Bierge. So we'll struggle to catch him, particularly with the energy not being too great. Got a little bit of a gap from the peloton, which is good. Just need to keep this up. Bierge, as you can see, just up the road. But yeah, I do recognise Quintana from the stuff we've done before. The peloton, interestingly, riding hard to catch up, though. So, they're not letting us get away here. Interesting. Try one last push. We haven't got much pink gel left, and I don't want to use any of that now. That'd be silly. So, yeah, I just think the peloton's riding really hard here. So, we will catch up to Bierge. I'll just tell him to follow and not overtire at this point. Did struggle in the early breakaway, so he's back into the peloton now. And, yeah, I mean, unfortunately, we're not really going to have much to do in this episode now, with nobody being in the breakaway, given that it's 2 third-class climbs followed by a second-class climb. But as I've said, we're not going to be up there all the time, but there you go. That's what the director thinks. So we'll just fast forward and see if anything interesting happens. The 3 guys in the breakaway. Let's see if they make it to the end. Well, absolutely no breakaway now, with 90 kilometres to go. That's interesting to see. They've clawed the breakaway back in, and it's absolute madness up this mountain pass. Quintana not well positioned, but he's a good mountain rider. You can see a few of our guys have started to drop off, unfortunately. Actually, all of them have. I didn't realise that. That's not great to see, but I think the peloton's that spread out that things will probably balance themselves out once we get up to the top of this climb. But sending, forgotten his name now, Bierge in the early breakaway might well have been a mistake. He's really struggling now, and I don't want to use any of our feed this early on.
It doesn't seem to be a good day for him. He's being distanced.
So 2.5 kilometres to go on this climb. We're starting to get a little bit better place. Truthfully, there's no way we're going to get into the top 2. Just can't make the time up at this point. As you can see, just trying to wriggle our way through, but using a lot of energy and hitting the rear of others' bikes at the point. As you can see, it's so close. Just a little bit too much time to make up, I think, with Quintana now. Could be wrong. I doubt it, though. There's going to be more than 2 riders going for this.
We'll have to do our utmost to score points if we don't want to fall behind on the climber standing.
We're a bit better placed than we were before, but unfortunately, we're not really got much energy left. Oh, out the way. Just if you hit someone on the rear, it just really slows your momentum down. Much better place than we were before, though. Oh, well, we're nearly out of energy now. Oh, well, as you can see, we've gone, but ultimately we're out of energy, so that's a little bit of a silly thing to do. I mean, to be fair, everybody's out of energy here. Come on! Come on, Quintana! Come on! Hey! Well, I don't think anybody was bothering going for that. I'll tell you something, I was wrong. Jesus, look at how far everybody's fought there. Maybe telling them to not overtire was a mistake. Oh dear. We've only got 1 man now in this peloton. Try to catch the group in front. Hopefully everything will close itself back up. But that's a little bit of a worry that all of our guys, bar one, have fallen behind here. But good stuff from Quintana to win that. And we've got a little bit of a downward slope now, so we should be able to recover our energy before another climb. But great stuff. So a very short climb coming up here. Just 2 kilometres. The peloton, unfortunately, just Quintana in there at the moment still. But we've got all of our energy here, so it might be worth going for this. We definitely got a good puncher on our hands. Just a short climb here, so again, it's not too risky. So much like the last one, 2 points for the leader. I feel like Hassie's trying to tail us here. Be a bit crafty. Half kilometre to go though, let's go. Can we get there without using all of our energy? I think we can. Just. And another 2 points in the bag. Awesome. Great stuff. Our other guys are about 1.5 minutes behind. Holmes, Swift, Williams. I mean, Bierge's a long way back. But I think that was probably the mistake we made on the first climb. Potentially telling them to follow and not overtire. So it's just about getting our guys bedded. Getting to know them a little bit more. But, I mean, Quintana looks like a great signing at the moment. So here we are then at the 20-kilometre line for this first stage of Route Corse. And Quintana is still in the peloton. There's been a few attempts at a breakaway, but obviously, I don't have to tell you that they've failed. The last short climb of the day, though, is followed by a sprint. Encouraging to see that 3 of our guys are only 2 minutes behind. I think that telling Williams to protect Bierge hasn't helped him at all. But we'll just tell our guys that they can consume some of their feed at least up this climb. But we're looking okay, actually. 5 points available at the top of this one for Quintana. Bit of a longer climb, so we'll just have to bear that in mind. Probably use about half of our feed here. Obviously, there are better punchers than us. We've got to face that at the moment. Just don't want to let them get away at this point. Bit of a tougher climb, this, compared to the last. And this will probably split the peloton up a bit. This is where the race and the stage will probably be decided, you'll find. A few guys trying to set the pace, so we'll follow them. It's the only thing we can do. But a few will blow up before the top, I feel, here. Hence why this will probably be the little bit of the stage which decides who it goes to. Can afford to drop off a little bit in terms of pace. Only rides what everybody else is riding. Don't overexert. This is good. We're well placed. Just need to watch any breaks as we go for this. Take a little bit more of our blue feed. We'll recover most of our energy coming back down the climb anyway. As you can see, Marcato has blown up. Expect quite a bit of that up this climb. We'll keep an eye on our guys behind as well. But the main focus is Quintana at the moment. Rather annoyingly, a few guys that have blown up have completely halted our progress. As you can see, the blue jelly's a bit of a precarious situation here. So we're going to just pretty much use all of that. Again, it's only really the sprints that we're bothered about afterwards. So, again, nobody really going pedal to metal at the moment. Come on, out the way. Come on, Quintana. Running out of energy a bit here. Let's just put a boost in. Look good. We're going to blow up before the top inevitably, but hopefully we should get to the line before anybody else. It's going to be tight. And there you go, 5 points for Quintana. Great stuff. Everyone else is okay, I think. Might as well tell them to consume their pink feed. I always call it pink. I don't know why. It's okay though, we've blown up over the top. It's absolutely fine. We'll get all that energy back now as we come back down the hill. But awesome for Quintana. 2 third-class climbs today, and this second-class climb, that puts him top of the classification. Music to my ears. And we've even pulled away a bit coming back down the mountain, so that's a big boost. So just 10 kilometres left in the race now. Amazing how quickly the final 10 kilometres go. But we've actually broken away from the peloton just slightly here. And we're just trying to recover some of our energy before that final sprint. But a great stage for Quintana nonetheless. Might well be developed as our team leader, certainly for this tournament. Well, I guess I don't know what you would call it. Tournament? I don't know. We're not bothered about that move, though. We just want to recover some of our energy. We don't want to focus all on this stage, then be absolutely knackered going into the next one. Just need to set a decent pace, which we are here, recovering our energy as we go. And then we'll use a little bit of our feed. Again, we're not bothered about winning the stage. We've got some great points in the climbing classification. And also, remember, we got some brilliant points with Bierge earlier. Just a shame he's not going to be there in the final sprint to really make a go of it. 5 kilometres to go, though, now. Might as well tell all of our other guys to consume their blue feed, or else I'll forget, and they'll all be knackered by the end. And it's a shame, that, if you don't use the feed. We've been kicking ourselves in the past when we haven't used it. See what I mean? The final 10 kilometres go so quickly. 22nd place, though, here. Right, time to consume all of our feed. I think we might have missed the boat, so to speak, here. Looks okay, though. 20th place at the moment. Making up a few places by setting some good pace here. Just watch for the 1 kilometre line. A few more going in a bit of a break here. Try and join them. So into third place we go as we enter the final kilometre of the first stage. So those two will probably go all the way. But the kilometre to go, let's see what we can do. We weren't expected to be in this position particularly, so it's great news that we are. We might well blow up, so we just need to control that energy a little bit. Matthew's going really quickly, but give it our all at the end. Where can we get up to? Ooh. 7th, 8th, possibly there. We'll just get the other guys to finish the stage. Pierce a long way behind. Just completely lost it after being in that first breakaway. Interesting. I know there's a time allowance on the Tour de France, and if you finish outside of that, you could be out. So hopefully Pierce isn't out, because we've only got 6 riders. But McClay is the last rider to finish. Long way behind, that's fair to say. But good stuff from Quintana. Definitely our team leader for the moment. Let's see what we look like as we finish the stage.
He succeeded in avoiding all the pitfalls to win today. Here is today's stage winner.
Looks very strange with the Tour de France sponsorship, I have to say. But nonetheless, it's Meduas who wins the first stage and ultimately takes the yellow jersey. Points classification, though. Oh, nice orange livery there. Anybody we recognise? Trontin, I think I recognise him. But there you go, the blue colours on the podium straight away. As Quintana takes the polka dot jersey. Only 3 stages here, so, you know, it's not like the Tour de France having to sustain this throughout, but who knows? We might have a chance of getting a jersey first time out. That would be awesome. And in the young rider classification, I think it is, was it Meduas who won the stage? I think probably the same rider, at least from the same team. Yes, it is Meduas who gets the young rider classification. We should be fairly pleased. I'd have thought the sports director would be fairly pleased here.
Well done, lads. You rode a very good stage today. Finishing in the top 5, even though the stage didn't suit us, is extremely satisfying. We got off to a good start, and we must keep on like that.
Good stuff. Brilliant. Excellent. I know our other guys finished a while back, and we'll work on that throughout. There's Gegenhardt for the Ineos team. Yeah, very interesting. Feels like there's been an update since I've last played this. Just feels a lot smoother. So in 64th, we've got Ben Swift. John Dibben, 82. Marcus Holmes, 88. But as you can see, not everyone was there in that final sprint. So we've not really lost too much. Only 46. I mean, not even that. Only 44 in that final sprint. So not lost too much. Quintana, though, gets 9 points of the best climber classification. Quintana gets 18 points in the points classification because of that last sprint. And Bierge also gets 13 points. Swift gets 5 courtesy of that first sprint. Theo Gegenhardt second in the young rider classification. But we've got Williams and Bierge in 12th and 13th out of 16 in that young rider classification. Team classification, 21st. Which isn't too bad, to be honest, considering a lot of our riders had a stinker. If we think that we've got to be about 18th, that's what we're going to target. Top of Group Armour, Team Ineos 6th, Astana 4th, interesting. Look at that, TIJ Racing Team, very cool. And compatibility, Bierge gets 14 kilometres, only 4th, and Quintana 9 kilometres. But a stage with not many breakaways, so not really too much of a surprise there. Obviously no change for all the classifications. And Pro Cycling ranking, well, Quintana picks himself up 8 points in the Pro Cycling ranking. And we move up to 5th in that ranking, which is excellent stuff to see. We've took a leader's jersey, so that gives us +1. And a recovery bonus for Quintana and Bierge of +2 each. So a really good start, I think. At least by what I was expecting. And second up, it is Bastia to... I mean, I recognise that, but AJ Ajaccio, I don't know how to pronounce that at all. But I'm really excited, really looking forward to this series. And it'll be what was that? Was that a firework, or was it just... Goodness knows. I think someone dropped something outside. No idea. But anyway, we'll be back on Thursday for the second stage. Ignore him yapping because we'll be able to hear his yapping in the next episode. But if you enjoyed that, make sure to leave a like down below. Comment your thoughts as well. Any hints, tricks, tips, etc, etc. I'd love to hear them. Remember, I'm planning for this series to be out on the channel on a Tuesday, Thursday and on a Saturday at 6 PM. So if you like the sound of that, make sure to subscribe for weekly Tour de France content. But until Thursday, thank you very much for watching, guys, and I will see you guys later. Goodbye for now.